Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is your late night live show with me, myself, and Sam alongside me. First and foremost, commiserations to Mikel Arteta. Almost getting there again. Almost getting there. The second place trophy, not even the second place trophy this time. A third, fourth place trophy, whatever it is you want to call it. Stumbled yet again. Let's just start off with that game, Sam, and then we can kind of segue into our big European semi-final, what more people care about. Yeah, surprise, shocked. You predicted PSG, right?
Yeah, Arsenal bottling it, as always, every time, every single time.
Yeah.
700 million spent by Arteta, and he's only won a COVID Cup. Like, it's just ridiculous. We're in our fantasies, and we've won more trophies than Arsenal have in the past 20 years, which is insane. They are... People said, oh, there's this silky football and stuff. They were playing long ball, Rory Delap throw-ins for 90 minutes. Like, it's PSG.
I missed the game,
like,
so I don't even know what happened.
Literally, they were just throwing, like, ball... Like, dude, Thomas Partey's throwing a long ball, Rory Delap style, into the box for 90 minutes. That's what they were doing. And it's just like, mate, come on. You get playing PSG here. You got to do better than that. And PSG just sat back by the time, and then the quality showed, like Kvaratskhelia and Hakimi. Like, and then all the commentators going, oh, it's definitely not a penalty because the Arsenal players everybody in the stadium didn't even see it. Oh, yeah, because that's how it works, doesn't it, Martin Keown? If nobody sees it, it's not a penalty. Oh, shit, my camera. Sorry. Yeah, if nobody sees it, it's not a penalty, is it? How the fucking rules work, Martin. But yeah, it's yeah, I'm always here for an Arsenal hate watch and watching Arsenal fail. So long may it continue.
Are you telling me?
Shit, but we can always watch Arsenal fail.
Are you telling me Martin Keown was being biased towards Arsenal? Surely not.
Oh, I would never suggest that. I would never suggest that man was unbiased.
Outrageous.
Yeah, disgrace. He's not bitter at all about United ruining his entire career, is he?
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting final. You've got narratives all over the place. Luis Enrique's managed Barcelona before. You've got Dembele, who flops basically at Barca and then joined PSG and is shining at the moment. So, yeah, Europe is certainly interesting in a minute. Obviously, Inter Milan and PSG will be the finalists. And then it's looking like it's going to be Tottenham and United as it stands right now. But anything can change with both clubs as we understand it. So... Go on.
Can I ask you, because I don't think we've talked about on stream, about the Inter-Barca game. Was that the best Champions League game you've ever seen?
It's certainly the best semi-final, I think,
I think that might be the best Champions League game I've ever seen.
Maybe. I mean, it's sometimes you have, like, recency bias in it. I'd have to really go back through the games. But, I mean, you can guarantee it'll be in the top three for sure. Obviously, what's the likelihood of a semi-final getting 3-3 in the first game and then 4-3 in the next game and then going back and forth
on aggregate?
It's crazy, crazy,
mad. But that I think that and then the Ajax Spurs game. Do you remember that one? The semi-final.
Yeah, that's definitely up there. Madrid would have had a couple of comebacks where I'd imagine against City or what have you. But even ourselves in the Europa League, I mean, some of the games we've had this season, that Lyon game was fucking unbelievable, man. Yeah. Unbelievable. So God knows what's in store in the next kind of couple of games. Tomorrow night it's going to be extremely nervy. But the topics on your table today, Bruno Fernandes is going to be a big feature of it. That Saudi story just will not go away. Apparently he's rejected a deal from there, but we'll get into the kind of the specifics. For anyone who hasn't seen, Inaki Williams, Nico Williams, Vivian, and Sansei are all missing the game tomorrow night. So that's a big plus for us. There was a story earlier on today that Sir Alex Ferguson had a secret meeting, apparently, with Luis Campos when we had that news story come out. So God knows what's going on there as well. And we also got announced that Bendito Mantato has signed a new deal with United, which is fantastic news also. But let's start with this Bruno story, Sam, first. David Ornstein reporting on the links to Al Hilal earlier today, speaking that basically in United's mind, he's not going anywhere. They'll want to build around him. And the sounding we're getting from these reports is that Bruno Fernandes is not interested in the move as things stand. We don't know if that will change with the sort of numbers that might be proposed. And those numbers, by the way, £65 million a season, £1.25 million a week, which is quite loud when you talk about figures. That quite literally is eye-watering numbers. Outrageous.
Can you imagine every Friday checking your bank account and 1,250,000 has just dropped into it.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Can you imagine that?
It's like 40 quid. I thought after like 10 seconds you've earned £40. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
It's just a walking money bag. It goes on, it says at the end of this that if he wants to stay and continue his career in Europe, and Man United genuinely have no intent in cashing in on him regardless of their financial situation, then I imagine it's a story that will end in him remaining at Old Trafford over the summer and into next season. But those figures, that's not a concrete, he's definitely not going. That's just as it stands. So is that enough to turn his head, do you think?
Well, apparently it's not. There was that, is it Ahmad Alajadi? I can't. I'm really bad with pronunciation of Arabic names.
I won't be much better. So
apologies to anybody who's Arabic in the chat. I'm sure I'm butchering shit. Who's a similar level to the previous guy we reported on who broke this story. He's got like 1.3 million followers. Works for NBC, which is the Arabic version of NBC in America. So it's quite a high sort of thing. He's reported saying Bruno rejected the offer that they sent him, but his agents were willing to sit down to another meeting because Al Hilal want to push like housing, wages, bonuses, all this sort of stuff. So, like you said, it's not a flat no and please don't speak to me ever again. It's just we don't.
The door's marginally open, it seems like.
And they're willing to meet again. So, do Al Hilal then go, well, we've got the money, so let's, because they're the ones. They're not Ronaldo's team, are they? The other ones, they're the guys who signed like Neymar and big stars.
Blue badge, is it? Al Hilal, isn't it?
Sure
it's a blue badge.
Yeah. So they lost Neymar recently, I think. So it's this. So they're like the other big team in Saudi. So I imagine they've got a bit of money behind them, so they could potentially push a little more, swing a little more towards him. So. Is he going to get to a point where they just start chucking numbers and it gets to a point where they're offering him like 2.5 million, 3 million a week and he just can't say no to that? Like,
if you're the type of player that Bruno is, though, are you? I know it's still a lot of money, but would he? I don't know. I'm really like to go to Saudi now. Would it almost be like? Because of how talented he is and the numbers he's putting up, it'd be a waste, wouldn't it? And just while you answer that, I'm not being rude to anyone who's watching. I've literally not eaten any food is here, so please do.
Yeah, no, because we saw with Jordan Henderson, obviously he was a very vocal advocate for LGBT rights and gay rights. He wore the rainbow laces and stuff like that, and we know the Arabic views on that. Like, it was very clear during the World Cup and stuff like that, and he was willing to sell his soul quite easily for a lot less than what Bruno's being offered. And he clearly rejected that quite quickly. He's after a year, he was like, "Nah, I'm not in for this," and it went to Ajax, didn't he? UTFR in the chat is Nathan. I need to call him Nathan. That's his name, is it? He said Mo Salah said no to him as well, and you think that'd be a better fit. He is a Muslim himself, Arabic country. He speaks Arabic from Egypt.
Over there,
very marketable. You think that'd be the perfect fit, and he said no. So. Clearly, money is not everything to everybody. Obviously, he's not getting paid peanuts at Liverpool. Mo Salah, his new contract is probably a bit of Wonga, isn't it? So, yeah, I think he'll probably end up getting a new deal at United with better terms out of this.
I think he's only just signed one, though, hasn't
he? Yeah, but they'll probably just re-up it, won't they? Like, oh, we'll extend it by 2 years and we'll give you a wage bump or something like that. Especially after this season that he's had. I think it's not. It's next year, but they've got an option on it. So I think there's 2027. So maybe they like up it to like 2029 or something.
That'd be interesting.
But
maybe that's what happens from Ineos, in my opinion.
But maybe that's what they do just to sort of secure the asset and just be like, look, we want you here. We want to build around you. This is the project, blah, 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 and sell him to that. Obviously, because we're getting rid of a few high wages off the books this summer in Rashford, Sancho, possibly Casemiro. There's a bit of extra cash lying around that you can sort of slide over to Bruno.
Before we dive into the Europa League update, because obviously we've got a massive game tomorrow night and there is bits coming out from that. Can we just go to the comment section and just see, because there's quite a lot of
comments. Let's have a look. Joshua Owen, no surprise really, Bruno loves the club and the fans love him. Why would he go Saudi for the money only? Because money talks, mate. Doesn't matter who you are, money fucking talks.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Shame about Arsenal, the 1,730 days, no trophy and counting. Love it. I love that Raynator is counting the days between the trophies.
How many was that?
1,730 days, no trophy.
Unbelievable.
Love it. Yeah, we're absolutely shocking, and we won last year. Respect for Bruno, Arsenal Fan TV's comedy gold. Hello, fellas, been a quick minute. Anonymous Mango, we were talking about you the other day.
Oh my god!
Right, talking. Where have you been? Yeah, where have you been? Nice to see you.
Yeah, man.
Nathan is saying Bodo Glint are going to do Spurs. Interesting.
No chance.
Interesting.
No chance.
Man City game versus Spurs in the quarterfinal was the best individual game I've seen in Champions League. That was a good game. I did like that one. Barca 6-1 against PSG was a mental game. I think that was just weird because PSG just fell apart. I didn't understand what happened in that game. That was just bizarre.
That's a great shout, whoever that was. Great shout.
Yeah, that's Raynator. Josh Owen, let's all laugh at Arsenal. Oh, we do. Every single day we laugh at Arsenal. This is why we love Bruno Fernandes. If he says no to $1 million a week for 14th in the Prem, we got to build him a statue. If he was in any other era, Bruno, he probably would be in contention for a statue. It's just because he's been in our shittest era and not won a league title or a Champions League. That's why he's probably not going to get one, unfortunately.
We've discussed this before. I think almost... Look, players nowadays are always going to be compared to past legends like Ronaldo's and Scholes and Vidic. Like they're talking like the best of the best, the prime of the prime. And it's almost unfair a little bit because if you was to take one of those players and put him in this team right now, didn't shine as much, no way near as much. Whereas Bruno doing what he's doing is almost equal. Like I think we said this before, it's almost more impressive doing what he's doing in this team and putting the numbers up. 20 goals and 20 assists in this shit United side is outrageous.
But you look at it as well, like our standard for trophies. Like we're not like Arsenal where we paint a fucking mural of the set piece coach. Like we don't do stupid shit like that. Our statue standard is quite high. Like the only statues we've got is the Trinity, which speaks for itself. Jimmy Murphy, who was a massive part of Manchester United in the history. And Dennis Law's got another statue in the Stretford End, a secret statue that a lot of people don't know about. Like that's our statues. We don't really have any other statues. So to reach that standard, you've got to be fucking the best of the best. Like Bobby Charlton, Ballon d'Or winner, George Best, Ballon d'Or winner. Like you've got to be the cream of the crop. And yeah, there's no Roy Keane statue. There's no Ryan Giggs statue. There's no Dave Beckham statue. There's no Ronaldo statue. There's no Scholes statue.
Yeah.
So
interesting, isn't it? I think if we go on to win something, let's say by the end of his time here at United, we go on and win something, I think he should get something. He should get some form of recognition to put up with the shit that he's put up with, the multiple different managers, the constant change in the club. One thing that has always been consistent since the minute he's walked through the fucking door is him. Basically. I mean, I know there's been periods where me and you sat down and we've spoken about him and we've said, he's so frustrating. He needs to pick up. He needs to do this. He's had bad games for sure. But a lot of the time, he has grinded through this shit period. And I think he deserves something for that. Don't know what that would be. But yeah, I'd be devastated if he went, to be honest with you. I would. I love Bruno.
Maybe you sort of like hang his jersey up somewhere in the stadium, new stadium like that. When that gets built. Like his shirt, his last shirt he wore, or something like that. They'll definitely do something. Like they'll do something for him, I'm sure. Because there's not been many players we've had since our success that have had this impact on the team. Yeah. Like I can't think of many. Like he's probably the only one we have. So yeah, if he's saying no to this sort of money, it shows he's got a better moral character than a lot of footballers.
Agreed.
Because a lot of footballers don't have a lot of moral character. Let's be honest.
But he does seem like that type of player, though. Like I would expect that of him almost. Like he is loyal to the soil, and also not only just that as well. Like he's had periods before where he probably could have left. I'm sure definitely. He's had offers from other teams. I'm sure it's not just Saudi Arabia.
He said Saudi and a top European club came in last summer for him, and he said no to both of them. I can 100%
imagine that. And you know what? He could go to another European league now and put up the same numbers as what he's putting up for United. Very easily.
He's doing it in Portugal. He was doing it in Portugal before he came in.
Do it with us. Does it with Portugal, the country. He could go anywhere now. Right. I'll go back to the comments because there is quite a few of you. I'll go back to the comments shortly.
Chivy's asking the important question: what are you eating?
It is couscous, chicken, spinach, and tomatoes with some sweet chili. That's what I'm eating.
There you go, Chivy. Important questions. Barca and Bayern wanted him, apparently, called Rocket to Summer. Interesting. If Bruno retires at United, having won a league and helped us pull out of a decade of misery, give him a statue and the freedom of the city. I mean, he's probably got the freedom of the city because I think he could go anywhere United related. He won't have to pay for a drink ever. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
Certainly, if I was in a pub, I would let him buy a fucking drink.
No chance. Yeah, I'd be like, I'm sure he gets it all the time and he feels the love. And do you know one thing I loved about it? And I promise we will move on. We spoke about Bruno for so long. The interview after the FA Cup final, when you'll know which one I'm on about, where the guy actually says to him, "Do you actually know how much you're appreciated and how much the fans love you?" And he starts crying a little bit. That for me is everything in a player. That's everything I want.
Andy Mitten told us, that Talking of Devils you didn't come to, the live one. Andy Mitten told the story and he said he showed him a video of the fans singing his name and chanting for him that he hadn't seen before. And he said, like, Bruno didn't know what to say to him because he was talking to him in Spanish and he didn't know what to say to him. He was just like, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. Like, he didn't. And then you saw when we lost the FA Cup final, there's that photo of him on the stairs in tears, crying. Like, this shit matters to him. Like, it matters.
Yeah, I love it. Right, well, we must move on because we've got other stories to talk about. So we had an update earlier on today. I did mention this a little bit in the preview, but it's been confirmed today that Nico Williams, Inaki Williams, Sansei, and Vivian, obviously because he picked up a red card, are not in Athletic Bilbao's travelling squad to face United in the second leg. Does that say to us, United should go and win this game now, innit? Like, I feel with those players, there's always a threat. There's always a chance of losing 1-2-0 or whatever. For me now, and this might end up being a memorable clip, I don't see us, genuinely do not see us going out tomorrow with those players out.
Everything is going in our favour, innit? Everything is going our way. We've had 3-0. They had a player sent off. They've lost 2 of their best players. And they've lost another player due to the red card that he received. We're playing at home with our crowd. The Spurs have lost a load of their players, so if they make it to the final, we've got an easier time against Spurs as well. So everything's going for us. But again, I really don't want to say, we're through because I know this team and we've thrown away leads before and we've capitulated before. So I'm not going to say it yet, but everything's looking good. Nath is saying United versus Bodo final you watch. He's very confident that Bodo are going to do Spurs. So
here's a question for everyone watching right now. Right? Is there more chance of Spurs cocking up against Bodo Glimt or United cocking up against Athletic Club? What do you think?
I think it's an equal opportunity because we've both been shit this season, haven't we? We've both been really, really bad. And we're in, what are they, like one position above us?
Yeah, I think
in the league?
Bodo play on like a plastic pitch, don't they, as well? Like,
they're in the Arctic Circle. Because obviously it's like minus whatever there, so you can't grow grass.
And they're traveling with no Son, no Madison. Like, I can't see
no
them.
No Solanke.
I can't see them collapsing out to Bodo. Surely not.
Well,
Spurs.
I was looking at stats. Bodo have overturned stuff. They overturned it against Lazio, and then they overturned it against the team beforehand. So they have done it before. The second leg, they've overturned stuff. So it could happen.
Does it go without saying that obviously you would rather have Bodo in the final than Spurs?
Yeah, because Spurs, what he makes is they beat us 3 times this season, and I don't. If it's a 4th and they win their first trophy, I'm just gonna not watch football anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm just fucking done with it.
I said this to my mates, and they was like, "Are you mad? Have you seen Spurs this season? Is shit." I was like, "I know.
We're shit as well."
I was like, "We've been equally as shit in the table, and every time the Carabao Cup." Both games, really, it was pretty convincingly that they beat us. Like in the Carabao Cup game, I know it was 4-3, but if you think in that game, think back, it was like 2 goals in 90 plus minutes. Remember, Johnny Evans got a header.
Yeah.
And then Forster just completely had a nightmare.
Bayinde had a nightmare, and then Forrest had a nightmare. So that was just shocking. So I'd rather play Bodo. We've already beat Bodo Glimt as well. We had them in the league stage. We've already beat them.
But even that game was a little bit,
but we beat them. So I've been way more confident beating them. I'd be way more confident.
I think that'd be interesting. I think it'd be more embarrassing losing to Spurs simply because the whole fixed narrative around it. I mean, it'd be an amazing achievement for Bodo Glimt to go and win. That would be incredible. So you almost have to, if you lost that game, you'd be devastated, obviously, but you'd have to be like, take your hat off to remember that's amazing. For Spurs, if you lose to Spurs and they win their first European trophy because of United, you're never outliving that. I'm sorry, you're just not. Awful.
You become the Spurs then, don't you? Of English teams, like
you are a giant meme for a year at least minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. I would be so nervous for that game. I mean, I don't know if it was me and you or me and Shreyas when we did the the group stage announcement for the
I think
Europa
both
League.
of us were both on there.
Yeah. I actually said, I'm sure I'm gonna go back and get the clip of it. Spurs. It was like, can you imagine if it ends up being a Spurs and United final? I'm sure we said that it was either just as the knockout stages or in the group stages.
I think we said it once the knockout stages were announced because we were on the other side of the bracket, weren't we? So it was potential that we could meet in the final.
And you're like, that's such a huge game.
We spoke the other day, didn't we, about Casemiro, telling Casemiro it's a European game, even though we're playing Spurs, because he's not been great in the league, but in Europe he's been phenomenal. We'll have to convince him. No, Cass, this is not a league game. This is the Europe game. So play like you do in Europe.
It's crunch time now. Very exciting times. Another story that we had coming through, and it's a bit of a mixed bag. There's some of the stories coming out today, and the sources as well are equally like, I'm not sure about that. Apparently, now we had news drop as well from a journalist in Belgium. I can't remember his name, about Luis Campos being in talks with United, basically. To become a new sporting director, or Sasha something.
Voltaire.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name. I don't know who it is. But he was reporting, and I went live for it, that Luis Campos was in talks with United. Now, we had another story today saying that Luis Campos has been seen in a meeting with Sir Alex Ferguson at the Peninsuela Hotel in Paris. Anything in that weight-wise, do you think? Why would Sir Alex Ferguson be meeting him, talking about the club? Just a general conversation?
Maybe.
Weird
maybe
one, that, innit?
Maybe that. He was at the PSG Arsenal games. I saw him in the crowd. So he was in Paris. Yeah. I bet he was loving it. But yeah, I'm sure, like, either they're friends and they speak to each other, because they will, like, obviously PSG's come up as a big club, United legend, etc. So maybe they're friends and something like that. Also, could be something in it where he's looking for a new contract, isn't he, at PSG? Like, they're negotiating a contract and stuff. So, and maybe he's had a chat with him in saying, yeah, well, we're building this project here. Like, would you want to come over and stuff? He has said in the past that he would like to come to United. I think it was 2019. He said
he'd help a big club like United. His words,
so
something like that.
There's something, might be something in it. I wouldn't put too much. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, Fergie's agent Fergie or anything like that. But yeah, it could be. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it. He'd be a quality person to bring in. Like, he's got a very good track record. He was, is it Monaco he was at, and he found like
that Monaco team that had Bernardo Silva, Mbappe, Thomas Lemar. Like, stars, flipped him for like 80 million profit, all of them crazy.
And now obviously he's been at PSG with this revolution that they've got with Vitinha and Kvaratskhelia and Doué and all these sort of teams. So he's got a track record, man. He's got a very, very good track record.
Yeah, in the game. I think he did at Lille as well, when Lille won the league and broke that PSG lock of like years of winning a title every single year. They was that team, and then I think Osman came from that as well. Like, there was loads of players, so his work in the game in Europe speaks for itself. He is probably one of the most highly in-demand sporting directors in Europe, and I think Arsenal was linked with him as well before they got that guy from Atletico Madrid. So yeah, he's got prestige. It's something to keep an eye on because it keeps floating up. People keep like diminishing it, and then it's popping up again. So sometimes you say no smoke without fire. But for any kind of updates on those news stories, just below me there, Instagram is the main point for news, and Twitter as well, in fairness.
Was it Romano who squashed it, the Sasha thing? Didn't he come out and say there was no... Was it?
Yeah, I don't know if he like full on squashed it and just said this is definitely not true, or if he just said he's... I think it might have been Ben Jacobs, actually, who said he was in...
Ben Jacobs.
Contract, and when it comes to PSG and Qatar links, Ben Jacobs is all right.
But
I don't know.
He was talking about the Bruno Al Hilal stuff, wasn't he? So, and he was saying, they are interested. Yeah, they do want him.
He's got good links to Saudi.
So I when it comes to Saudi or sort of Middle East stuff, I trust him a bit more.
Yeah, agreed. One thing we can say is definitely true. Bendito Monsanto has signed his first professional contract with Manchester United, and you look at the ones we're signing up at the minute. Amas is in talks, I think, for a new one. Obviously, Chido, Heaven, goes without saying they've already got a long-term professional contract, as well as many others who I can't remember off the top of my head. But someone who
we signed up as well.
Yeah. Someone who in Bendito we're looking at, who is a winger, wing back, whatever you want to call him, looks like he's going to fit perfectly into Amarin's system. Still hope that we're going to see him actually in a first team game by the end of the season. I think that was kind of reported. But yeah, obviously getting someone on like him goes without saying, Sam, that is good news in it all around.
Yeah, I think Muppeteers said he's probably going to get his debut before the end of the season. So I'd love that. Maybe this is what they've said. They've convinced him with this new contract. They've said, we'll give you some first team minutes like before the end of the season, get him to sign the deal. I know that was quite common under Fergie. When you see like young players come in, it was trying to get him to get the new contract, or they just got the new contract and give him some minutes. So apparently he's very much like Quenda in his style, the way he plays and stuff, and he could definitely be used in that sort of right wing back position, and could potentially save us a lot of money in the summer rather than going out and buying somebody for that position. If he can do that position, we saw Harry Amas. I thought he's been excellent. I think physicality is something that he needs to work on, and needs to sort of work on that side. But from what I've all heard, that Mantato is very physical, very big for his age, very sort of strong and stuff like that. So maybe that's not something he has to worry about. I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet. I would have liked to have seen him, but I've heard a lot of hype behind him. I've heard a lot of stuff. I've seen him in youth games. I saw him play against wasn't West Ham, Aston Villa, that youth game. I watched that one. He looked really good. So yeah, I'll be interested to see him in the first team, see what he can do.
He reminded me a little bit of Ahmad. I'm not gonna lie. Not as capable as Ahmad, but like there was something there where you just watch a player and you can't really describe it at times. It's just got that it. Like I thought he would have been pushed a little bit earlier. When you look at some of the players that have come up, thought he would have been, and maybe one of the Fletcher brothers would have got an opportunity. Morehouse, like there's a few there who deserve it, but. All in good time. I mean, it makes pre-season really exciting, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
You see these talents coming through.
Yeah, I'd love to see in America. I'd love to see like Mantato, Amas, Kone, Morehouse, Cheeto. I'd love to see all them get like a few games under the belt in America. That'd be really interesting to see. Yeah.
And have actually proper training sessions with Amarin as well, because he's had no time to really see him. He's trusting all the other coaches around him. So yeah. Right, last few comments. Rainer is saying, I just looked up. Apparently, no team has ever won 3-0 or 4-0 at Old Trafford in Europe. Rocket to Summer says Berg Valley's out for the season as well. Yep. It's just bad news for Spurs at the minute. Z saying, bro, those games Spurs beat us, we missed so many chances to beat them. But that's been the story of the season.
Yeah.
We've missed chances in almost every single game. And people say, yeah, if we took them chances, then we would have won it. But we never do. So
we've also had so many mistakes this season, mainly from Onana, but had so many mistakes. And it's like, if we don't have those mistakes, do we win certain games? It was like, well, yeah, of course we do, but we had those mistakes, so we didn't.
What if
win
they
those
do
games,
that in the final? What if they don't take a chance and Onana makes a mistake?
Yeah,
be done for, innit? Happened in the Lyon game as well. I'd rather Bodo. Spurs have beat us 3 times already. Ruben's first game was against Bodo. It was against Ipswich. Ruben's first game, or do you mean in Europe?
I think he means Europe. Maybe. I think he means Europe.
Okay, yeah. I think people are sleeping on Bodo. If they got the first goal even by half time, Spurs would be in for a very, very long night. I was at the Carabao Cup game, and even though they score, we believe we'd beat them. Silly mistakes. Where are you, Alice? I mean, I don't know how many times I need to answer this question.
I'm here, mate. Come on. She's not part of the channel. She's got her own channel. Go subscribe there. Go watch her videos, please.
If Bodo wins Europa, will people still complain about the competition? I said before, I think it'd be a beautiful story for them.
I
would rather
with it.
Bodo win it than Spurs. If we're going to get beat, which I would say I don't want us to get beat, if we do, I'd rather Bodo win it all day than Spurs.
Yeah, I always want an underdog to win every time. Like
absolutely,
the World Cup a couple of years ago, I was Team Morocco all day. Like I wanted those to go all the way and fucking win that thing. Like I'm down with that.
Let's finish on, and anyone else get involved in this as well. Your score prediction for tomorrow night, Sam. How do you see the game playing out?
I hope we can score early and just kill the tie off. That'd be nice. If you get a goal in like the first sort of half hour.
You hope, but do you think?
Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll get a goal. I think we'll score early, and then we could just sit back and then just like if they come at us, we can counter, maybe like kill the game off. But yeah, and hopefully at that point we can rest some players as well. Like we can take some players off, give some other players minutes. Like maybe bring Ahmad on, give him some time. Bring maybe a youth player or something in, I know we can't bring Cheeto on because he's not registered, but maybe bring some other players in. That'd be nice. But yeah, all positive thing. I'll say 2-0 United. I think we win.
Wow, you're not even giving Athletic Club a goal.
Because they haven't got the goal threats. Like Nico Williams is not there. He's a threat. Right. Obviously their striker's been out. He was out in the first one. He's not there. So unless we make a stupid mistake, which we are capable of, absolutely capable of, I don't see where their goal threat comes from. That's what I think. Yeah,
I mean, it was the only big, massive chance I remember from the last game was Inaki Williams missing that header.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, oh, that was close. And then
yeah.
after that, it's just the first 20 minutes I'm worried about. If they get through the first 20 minutes and they look competent and structured and strong, I'd be like, yeah, sweet, we're probably going to get through it. But I agree. I think we're going to, genuinely, I think we're going to win it all now. I just think we're going to win it all. I think we're going to win tomorrow. And I think whoever it is in the final, I think we're going to beat them as well.
Are they playing at the same time, Spurs, as us?
Yeah, they will be doing. Yeah,
all right, that's cool. So
we'll
know straight. We'll know straight
after. Yeah. I think it's got to be in it. It's got to be Spurs, United final, and then Inter Milan and PSG in the final. And then I don't know what the conference final is. Chelsea, I'm guessing.
Chelsea are 4-1 up, aren't they? So it could potentially be Fiorentina or Betis.
Oh, Betis, yeah, because of Antony. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
So David De Gea versus Sancho or Antony versus Sancho.
Yeah, narratives across Europe. I actually think Europe's been pretty exciting, just to come full circle. I think it's been pretty good this year. After people saying I'm not sure about the way it's been reformatted, but I think there's been a lot of good games and a lot of exciting games, whether you're a neutral or a fan. So hopefully tomorrow delivers as well. I expect a big performance from Bruno.
I take if it's boring as fuck and we win 1-0, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day. Like, if it's the worst game you've ever seen, like, it's just, there's nothing exciting, but we win 1-0 and it's 4-0 in aggregate, I'd take that all day. I will celebrate that like it's a fucking trophy lift, honestly.
Yeah. Rumours Ahmad starting, of what I've seen about. So, yeah. I mean, you need your best players on the pitch, don't you? So.
At right wing back or in the 10?
I think, I mean, if I'm Amarin, I'm putting Yoro at left side of centre half. I'm taking Shaw out of the team, putting Mazraoui at right centre half, and then I'm putting Ahmad at wing back, just for me. But
Maguire down the centre.
Yeah, that's what I'd do personally. But look, we will be live tomorrow night covering the game pre-match and post-match as always. So bring yourselves into the chat and get your opinions in there. Really important game for the club tomorrow and for the future as well. I mean, it's so many things riding on it. It's unbelievable. Come and join us for it, and we will assess it afterwards. And then we've got the weekend as well to kind of debrief everything and news stories, etc. I am gonna.
Who are we playing on Sunday, by the way? Do we even know?
I don't know. Genuinely,
do we care? Do we
I actually don't know. Let me have a look. Who the fuck?
I was just like, oh yeah, we've got a game at the weekend. I'm like, I don't even know.
Normally, have we actually got a game exactly at the weekend?
I'm pretty sure we have.
We play.
Normally, I know exactly who we're playing, but because I just don't give a shit.
West Ham at home.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about
2:15. I mean, who gives a fuck about that game? Honestly,
I really don't care. Really.
Yeah, we've got West Ham, Chelsea, and Villa to end the season.
You know what? If someone offered me a ticket for that, I might say no because I might. Don't give a shit.
Who gives a bollocks? No one gives a bollocks. So everything, I said it from the start, chicken and the eggs in one basket in the Europa League. Let's go fucking win it. Appreciate all of you tuning in on a late night live, genuinely, because you could be doing anything else. You could be sleeping. You could be in the bath. I don't know. Maybe you're listening to it in the bath. Who knows? Appreciate you all. Subscribe to the channel if you can. We're on 14,341, pushing for 15k. Drop us a follow on all the socials, and we will be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Cheers.